So how much does it cost to fully rebuild a YFZ 450R? We're always looking for the best deal on a good ATV. We want fast, reliable, and cheap. And the old saying goes that you have to pick two, you don't get all three. Well, this is my attempt to do that anyway. Watch to the end to see if I pulled it off. In my last video, I discussed how I found a running YFZ 450R for $1,000, then promptly broke it on my first time riding it. Near the end of the trail heading back to the truck, the chain broke and split the case. I thought that since I didn't have too much money in it, I could possibly find a used case and maybe get out with a $1,000 repair, even with a new case. I'd spent $625 in parts so far, so I'd be a little over $2,600 into a nicely running YFZ 450, which seemed reasonable. As I was trying to find cases, I came across a listing on Marketplace for a full YFZ in parts, including a powder-coated frame for $1,250. The engine had a new bottom end, new case, new bearing and seals, and the oil mod. I messaged the seller offering $500 for the motor only. The owner responding saying he would do that, but I could have everything for $800. He was tired of messing with it. I knew I didn't have the patience or skills for a rebuild, so I called around and found a place near Statesville, JM Motorsports, that said they would be happy to take on the project. So my plans changed. I decided I'd sell the YFZ with the busted case, switching out any parts that were better, and have basically a better than new carbed YFZ 450 with a powder coated frame. I was estimating a cost of around $3,000. A new YFZ is over $8,000, and good used ones usually run between $3,500 up to basically new prices. So this seemed like a smart decision if I could pull it off. I headed to the middle of West Virginia on a sunny Saturday and picked up a truckload of parts from an amazing home and was told everything was there for a full YFZ. I got everything home and went through it to sort out exactly what I had and what state it was in. I spent some time cleaning the parts. I sanded and painted the shocks and handlebars, exhaust, rusty nuts and bolts, and got everything up to take it to the shop. I also had a new clutch, and I switched out the new chain and sprockets from the busted case 450. And I made a spreadsheet of what I had and list of everything that was new. I cleaned up the parts, YFZ white plastics, and switched them out on the busted case quad, since I'm not really a fan of white on an off-road machine. These plastics must have been stored buried in dirt. I've never seen such disgusting plastics before, but they cleaned up pretty good. I listed the YFZ with full disclosure and sold it in 2 days for $1,900. At this point, I'm down $200 before paying for the labor for the build. So labor and any extra parts would need to be $2,800 to meet my budget. I loaded everything up and made the hour-and-a-half drive to the shop on an early Saturday morning in May. We unloaded everything and I left all the pieces, and they seemed excited to get underway. Jarrett said they had a bit of a lull waiting on parts for other projects, and they could probably have it ready in about 2 weeks, as long as I had everything that was needed, and it was all in good order. Which would be great, as we had a big trip to Carolina Adventure World planned over Memorial Day weekend about 2 weeks away. I actually have a video on that trip as well. Then, things never go quite as planned, of course. I expected a few small things, but this is the problem buying something in a box of parts. Turns out I needed intake and exhaust valves, valve springs, new piston and rings, new A-arm boots, carburetor rebuild kit, plastics bolt kit, and a few other odds and ends and missing pieces. The guys would let me know what I needed, and I'd shop the best deals online and have the parts shipped to them, except for when I'd forget to change the address, of course. This definitely helped keep the costs down. Ordered from a mix of Amazon, eBay, and parts stores. Things were moving along until I was told the carburetor would also have to be replaced. YFZs have some of the most expensive carburetors sold for ATVs and retail for around $1,000. Yes, $1,000 full retail. After a brief heart attack, I was able to find a good used one on eBay for $250. In addition to repairing and reassembling the quad, the J&M guys vapor blasted everything and made it look amazing, better than new. Which of course meant my day spent scrubbing and sanding everything was mostly unnecessary. Due to having to order and wait on parts, the quad was finally completed in the middle of August. Not exactly 2 weeks, but understandable, all things considered. So all told, this project took 3 months to complete. I spent $800 on the project quad and $2,168 in parts. Labor was right at $1,000 for a grand total of $3,168.58. I spent $1,625 on the busted case YFZ and sold it for $1,900. So total budget, not counting time spent or fuel spent, was $2,893, which is not bad for a YFZ 450 with an all-new engine and clutch, the oil mod, and a powder-coated frame. So just below my project goal of $3,000 after all. I'd love to show you videos of me riding and ripping the trails on this quad more than just a walk around. But unfortunately, some personal circumstances changed and I decided to sell it. I sold it for $3,500 to a guy who had planned to use it for GNCC. So I ended up being up about $600. This would be too much time spent to try selling projects like this for profit. But I'm glad I came out ahead and someone got a good quad. Hopefully this video helps others decide yay or nay on their next project. And also be sure to check in with J&M if you live anywhere near Statesville or Troutman area and need ATV or dirt bike repairs. You can also find them on Facebook or on the Dirt World Facebook page. I'm now trying to see how my luck goes with a 2009 Raptor 700R that I paid $2,700 for. Check out these videos for more progress on that project. Thanks for watching.